winkers, but Rita said them old things are too dear. So she knitted 2 strips for his forehead and made him blinkers out of an old brassiere. A saddle she made of old corsets, and she trained him to gallop in style. And the valley re-echoed her slogan, "Come on, me old Cod Liver Oil." One day coming home from Newcastle, it was James E. Flavin she met, inside in his racing motor, hooting the road to get. Well, the Ginnet stood up on the roadway and looked at Jimeen in disdain, till you think he said, "James E. Flavin, what the hell do you mean?" Well, she started to race with the motor and won to her tea by a mile. And Rita still shouting her slogan, "Come on, me old Cod Liver Oil." The people, they soon heard the whole story. They were dazed and amazed and surprised. And says Morris the baker, trying to sell his newspaper, "We should have his name advertised." Says Jim Rinn, "The Grand National is coming. I think he is speed for to win it. 'Tis a chance of a life," says John Connell. "Tell Rita to enter the Ginnet." So Rita, she entered the Ginnet. Says the bookies, her senses are gone, but they wrote his name up on the blackboard and marked him 200 to 1. Every plane in Old Ireland was chartered. Extra ships were brought into the bay. It was a mighty departure of people all going to the race from Artea. They all had him back for to win it. They were all looking forward to cash. Ned Enright was there and the missus, and Jim White and the missus from Clash. Mrs. Wolfe and O'Connor from Cracklow, they were munching sweets up to their eyes. Their inwards were playing for the Ginnet, but outwards were watching the boys. Nell Rinn, she was there and she's shining, and Ellen and Wolfe looking glad, while Pa Connors went up to the bookie and put down the last shilling he had. Jim Rinn, he was there, and the missus, and Mrs. Dalton and Peggy, her daughter, and poor Anne Milan was praying since the dawn, and she's shaking the knock holy water. There was Maggie the cook, puffing mountains of smoke. She sat with her leg in her knee, and Maggie Malone counting ladders in the place where her nylons should be. There was Molly McLeod ignoring the crowd, start painting the nails of her toes, and Biddy McCoy lashing powder sky high, trying to cover the wart in her nose. The horses are out in the racecourse. Such cheers, but oh boy, wait a while, it was naught to the thunder that greeted the corset-clad Cod Liver Oil. The hills echoed back to no thunder. The stands, they all shook with the shock. And the crowd shouting, "Glory, Nan Murphy, that day was a jock." Poor Rita was sitting stone silent. I own she was looking a tough. The starter has given the signal. The race has begun and they're off. Then all from Artea they grew silent. They were wrapped in the throes of suspense. They knew he had speed for the gallop, but how would he fare at the fence? The first round of the course is completed. Alas, what result do we find? Nan Murphy looks sad in his charger. The Ginnet is 2 miles behind. There is sweat pouring out through the people. Will they ever outlive this sad day? When hark, someone shouts, "Fetch a doctor! Poor Rita has fainted away." The doctor has come and she's raving, but in her face there's a strange kind of smile, and she shouts in the midst of her raving, "Come on, me old Cod Liver Oil." The doctor is trying to revive her. He's discarded his coat and his hat. He shouts in her ear, "You have fainted, and Cod Liver Oil is no use for that." But hark in the height of her roaring, Tom Wolfe gives a line of a shout, let her roar, and he'll win it. To the Ginnet she's talking about. Sir Jay to the crowd going excited. Roared Cod Liver Oil and don't stop. 'Tis plain he was waiting to cheer him, so now watch him close at the gap. He's right over the fence and still gaining. He crosses Ryan Rogue and Red Cloud. He crosses 6 more at the railing and lish to the roar from the crowd. Proud Equine and Rusty falls rearward. He's facing the fence with renown. Like a rocket, he quits terra firma. He crosses Red Gallant. He's down. Oh, but he's up. Brave Nan has remounted. In his garment he still has his trust. That fall was no fault of the Ginnet. It was Rita's old corset that burst. In the tail of the Ginnet is tangled, like a pinion that garment is flying, while peerless and fearless Nan Murphy is riding bareback to the line. He is in the home stretch until gaining, and into the leaders he is burst. He is fourth, he is third. Come on, he is second. He is facing the pole and he is first. He has won, so with golden with glory, they came back to their own native isle, where the slogan will echo forever, come on, me old Cod Liver Oil.